In today's video, guys, I'm gonna be talking about, I would say, special whiskey, but that was like 10 years ago. 10 years ago, this whiskey was a special one because this whiskey has been picked as the best single malt whiskey in the world, the best world single malt whiskey by the World Whiskey Awards. KAVALAN SOLIST VINHO BARRIQUE. Hello and welcome back. My name is Vlad, and in today's video, guys, I'm gonna be talking about whiskey from KAVALAN Distillery from Taiwan. Single malt whiskey chosen by the World Whiskey Awards in 2015 as the best world single malt whiskey. 2015, 10 years ago, actually 11 years ago now. Obviously not this bottle, because KAVALAN SOLIST is a single cask whiskey edition, but also VINHO BARRIQUE, so same casks used, which is the STR casks in this case. And when we hear STR, that can mean only one thing. Jim Swan has been involved in this project, and he actually helped the KAVALAN Distillery to start the production. It's not that easy to make the whiskey in the very difficult climate, very tropical, subtropical climate as the Taiwan island is actually. Yeah, location of the Taiwan is quite difficult, and the climate is very, very different to the UK one. Yes, in this case, guys, we have a single cask edition, obviously non-chill filtered, no colorated, cask number W1607210057A, if someone is interested. 57.8% of ABV. KAVALAN Distillery celebrates the 20 years anniversary last year. So the distillery has been opened 2005, the same as Kilchoman Distillery on Isla. Yeah, and obviously 20 years is a long time now, and the KAVALAN is quite popular. Unfortunately, because of the popularity, which obviously becomes when they actually got that reward in 2015, the prices of the whiskey went up massively. And this one actually, KAVALAN SOLIST VINHO BARRIQUE, is about £200 now. Is it worth money? Let's find out. On the nose, loads of red fruits, cherries, cranberries, raspberries, strawberries, that kind of vibes. Nice aroma, not sweet at all. With plenty of chocolate, cocoa powder, coffee beans. Quite intense, quite red fruity, but also very, very dry. Let's go for the taste. On the palate, nice, oily. There is that kind of alcohol kick. Obviously it's almost 60% of ABV. Loads of red fruits, but more towards the fresh fruits than the dry fruits, which is like more towards the cherries, fresh red fruits. Cocoa powder, coffee, dark chocolate, I would say. This whiskey is quite dry, I need to say. Obviously the STR casks, in this case, which means shaved toasted recharred, that cask conception has been created by the Jim Swan. In this case, probably is actually the same thing which Cotswold Distillery using at the point where the Jim Swan has been involved to develop the Cotswolds Distillery production process, same as the KAVALAN does. And if I remember right, there was a Portuguese red wine casks where they've been shaved, toasted, and recharred. And this is actually, I think, the same type of the casks used for this one, because this is quite winey, red winey aspects, very dry wine, and very tannin wine as well. Obviously, in this case, probably the European oak has been used for the maturation, so we've got loads of spiciness, loads of tannins involved here, and you can tell definitely this whiskey is not a sweet sherry bomb, but more towards like a red wine dry, that kind of type of whiskey it is. There is some tropical fruits shining through here as well, like mango, papaya. Yeah, but all this is wrapped up in that fresh red fruits, tannins, dry aspects, oakiness. Obviously, if we're talking about the Taiwan, we need to know that this climate actually make whiskey matured much quicker than we could tell about Scotland. So that extraction from the casks is taking place much quicker than in Scotland. And this one seems to be very much extracted from the cask whiskey because of that tanniness, that dryness, that oaky aspects. So this whiskey is not for everyone, I would say, because of that dryness. You know, our most common taste, which everyone loves, or most of people loves, is that kind of, you know, sweet things. That's why we love the sherry bombs. That's why we love when the Paix sherries mix with the Oloroso sherry casks, and we have that dry fruits, dark fruits, you know, figs, raisins, plums, chocolates, all that beauty, sweetness wrapping up all around our mouth in the lovely whiskey. This one is completely different. This one is actually very dry, very like cocoa powder, fresh brewed coffee, espresso coffee, you know, dark chocolate, peppery, loads of, like, you know, fruits. English breakfast tea, overbrewed English breakfast tea. That's what reminds me. Or if you ever try melassa, that, you know, product which the rum is created from. Some of the rums are created from melassa. Yeah. When I used to had my breakfast routine, I did love the porridge. That was my pick of the day, the breakfast porridge. And I loved to put some melassa, like 1 teaspoon full of melassa into my porridge. And that's give you something incredible in your porridge. That was something lovely. Yeah, the porridge is like, you know, the melassa is like a umami a bit. So you've got sweetness, saltiness, dryness, sourness, everything in the, you know, in a one place. Yeah, and this whiskey has a bit that kind of aspects, that kind of melassa thing in it. Finish is quite long, to be honest, because of that, you know, tannins, the dryness, it's, you know, rumbling all around your mouth quite long. For some of you, it could be not a pleasure thing. Yeah, because if you don't like dry things, dry wines, or things like that, it might be off-putting a bit. I don't mind, but definitely it's not my top pick of the whiskies, I would say, and definitely not worth it £200. Not at all. I would not pay for this £200. I was lucky enough, I got this bottle as a gift. I have a couple of friends around some time ago, and they brought me a gift, and they actually brought me this bottle of whiskey, which we opened straight away and tried it. And as I says, I never been a massive fan of the KAVALAN VINHO BARRIQUE, but I did try a couple of different KAVALAN's whiskey, and one of my favorites, or my favorite one, was from Madeira cask, the KAVALAN SOLIST Madeira cask, bottled by the Polish independent bottler, Tudor House. And that was a quite lovely whiskey, I need to say. I have in my collection one more bottle of KAVALAN, and this is also Solist port cask, and I think, in my opinion, that port casks is definitely better than the VINHO BARRIQUE. That's my opinion only. Yeah, so yeah, that's the thing with this whiskey, guys. If you ever tried a KAVALAN Solist VINHO BARRIQUE, let me know in the comments down below what you think about this whiskey. Is it worth the money in your opinion? Yeah, just share your opinion, please. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time, for your support, and see you next time. Bye.